What's up, Sagittarius? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the new moon coming up on the 11th. January 11th, 111. That is an activation. If you look at binary, that's the card. Zeros and ones, right? One is on. So that's good. That's activation. Represents the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma. I believe it's a quaternity, just like Carl Jung did, because you have to take in the feminine aspect as well. And if you study the occult at all, you understand that the quaternary is the Trinity in the material expression, in experience. So it's kind of part of it. And you want to definitely take in the aspect of the mother. And some would argue that the mother is the Holy Spirit aspect. And I can agree with that, but you still have to have the fourth, which would be the expression. But either way, cool date, cool activation. It will be at 20 degrees Capricorn this new moon. It will be at 6:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will be in the 23rd mansion of the moon. I will put a picture of it up. This mansion is all about freedom and liberation. So if you want to be free of something or liberate from something, this is a great time to do it. The moon will be in an exact conjunction with the sun, zero orb, which means 0 degrees between them. It is exact, like right on each other, which is really powerful. It will be trine Uranus, so this also that's change. But it being in Capricorn, the sun and the moon, that's going to be slow, practical change, probably planned change, which is good. It's going to be supported by Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter in what you call a minor grand trine. It's 2 sextiles with the opposition, but it's still positive for growth. For Sagittarius ascendant, you're talking first or second house. That's the house of self, so it could be some major transition in self, the way you look. For Sagittarius, you could say philosophy on life, because Sagittarius are very philosophical. Second house, money, physical possessions. You may have a major transformation or change in money or growth in that area or your possessions, which is really nice. With that being said, I'm going to show you the card here, which is adjustments are required. Okay. So you need to make some sort of changes. I mean, when aren't adjustments needed? So if anything changes, and it's the time of good time for change or good time for liberation or freedom, you will have to make an adjustment. When things adjust in your life, you have to adjust accordingly. So we do that already. So that's a good thing. Or it's not a major thing. I don't think it's going to really, not really telling us much, Sagittarius. Simply, I'm heavy Sagittarius too. So adjustments are required. I mean, when aren't they? Oh, right there. Someone's being strategic. Either you're being strategic, or you think someone's around you is being strategic. It's like plans to take over the world. It's like the Dr. Evil thing, right? Plans to take over the world, maybe? I mean, I doubt that. I mean, maybe some of you are planning to take over the world. I mean, I'm heavy Sag, but I'm not planning on taking over the world. I'm just trying to be in full experience of my own world, you know? This could be you. This could be me. Riding forward. The outcome seems to be with give and take. Saying adjustments are required. Like I said, this is the main energy, or what's being asked about. You could be asking if someone's being sneaky around your back, or if you're being strategic enough in a current situation, specifically around something big. Could be your spiritual, like your spiritual practice, or like going to church, things like this, if that's what you do, mosque, synagogue, whatever it is. If you do that, or whatever your spiritual practice is, because this is, this can be a very spiritual card. It can generally be like in work, like maybe you're trying to find a strategic new opportunity in work, like a big company kind of thing. Or you're worried about, the powers that be being strategic, and you're worried about them, like in your world. I mean, who isn't right now, right? Pluto's about to Pluto's going into Aquarius, so this month. So, I mean, it's not going to happen probably instantly, but last time Pluto was in Aquarius was in the 1700s. And what happened in the 1700s? The American Revolution. So, and look at what's shaping up right now in our world. With this Ukraine-Russia conflict, all that. I'm not going to go down to it, but I mean, like, power structures are about to be flipped on their head. And let's hope that it's not too bad for the world. It's a very dangerous thing when Pluto gets into Aquarius. You get the planet of power in the sign of revolution. It can manifest in different ways, but last time we saw how it manifested. Anyway, you're being crowned. This could be a water sign individual in your life, but it could also be you if you're cusp Scorpio, have Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer in your chart, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. It could just be being like emotionally stable in your life. Like maybe that's the adjustment, right? On your conscious mind, you're trying to not let your emotions control so much of what you do, kind of thing. Behind you showing great strength. You may have really exerted great strength in, maybe through the holidays, having to grind. I know I did. Getting through whatever it is that you had to get through, exerting your power over the material world. And with that Hierophant there, right? It could be what it has to deal with, like your own spiritual growth and like how your influences the world around you. In front of you, people all around in these. You got a lot of court cards. This is in front of you. This could be you trying to become this, trying to be very opulent. The castle, the coin, the scepter, the throne. But it could also be that there is an earth sign in your life that's in front of you. And then the unconscious influence is an earth sign as well. Again, this could be something that you're trying to nurture and grow, but it's likely that there's some kind of influence from an earth sign in your life directly, both consciously and unconsciously. But this is good energy. This is moving forward. This is stable. This is caring energy. Slow moving forward, but they're going to get it right every time. Like you're never going to have to go back over it again. Very meticulous energy, very good energy. Could be the company you work for, right? Because there's a lot of people and you're having to be strategic at work. And this is you right now. It's like something being offered to you. It's like money, or you offering money, but most likely it's money being offered to you right now in your current situation. What is this money? I don't know. It's going to be different for every one of us. But there's some kind of opportunity or something valuable being offered right now to you in your current environment. Or this is you holding something very valuable, and maybe you haven't released it yet. And your environment is an idea. It could be a child. It could be an air sign child. But this is most likely some sort of idea that you're holding on to, Sagittarius. Or some idea that is going to come to you from your environment. So be vigilant. Pay attention. Helping or hindering you, if you are in a relationship, love is helping you right now. Your partner's helping you, which is good. This love in general is just getting you through. This could just be love in general. Seeing things in a loving way, compassion. I've been trying to do that more. Often think about like all the positives in my life, like how lucky I am to get through certain things and not focusing on the things that I don't look at as positive or beneficial to me. I try to focus on the things that are benefic, because the more I focus on that, the more likely I am to see those types of things in my life. Same for you. And then boom, here's the give and take. This is the outcome. This could be getting lots of money too, right? This could be having so much that you can give. Right? And I think that if you do get to that point where you are really abundant like that, like if this idea, love, compassion, and this idea bring you forward to having a bunch, help others. It doesn't even have to be money that you're giving out. It could be like psychological help. It could be just being a shoulder to lean on for people. Like you may have something to give the world, right? It's beautiful. And this kind of individual would be a great counselor, right? And just because you're Sagittarius doesn't mean you don't have this type of energy in you, right? Sagittarius are very honorable signs. Like they care about truth and justice a lot, like truth and wisdom, and they represent wisdom. So it's maybe there's a lot of wisdom you have in you to give the world. In some way, maybe you get the opportunity. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there's something in you that's very valuable. And it could be actual money. Maybe you have a lot of money or you get a lot of money. You become this in some way, right? And you're trying to figure out how to be strategic with whatever this big opportunity that gave you all this money. You're trying to figure out how to strategically use it to help others because you're not trying to be selfish. I think along those lines. And if I had a massive amount of money, I would absolutely be trying to figure out ways to help others, to be altruistic. Because that's important. That's what we're here for. I say it all the time. If you've watched my videos for any amount of time, we're trying to become from being solar or lunar to solar. Figuring out this so much because the moon represents our inner world. Understanding it so much and being so individually, so genuinely yourself that you can radiate it out like the sun and help others to figure that out within themselves. And that'll manifest in many different ways because it's different for all of us. But either way, with that being said, Sagittarius, this looks like a pretty good reading. Looks like love, money, opportunity, surrounded by good people. Yeah, it's going to be good for you. But it's saying adjustments are required, but when aren't they, right? And there's no problem for a Sagittarius changing. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign. You're all about change. There's not going to be any problem with you adjusting to whatever needs to be adjusted to in this situation. Anyway, that being said, Sag, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. The comments and all that does help them push the video more. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it would help me out, and I'd be grateful. But either way, thanks for being here. Happy New Year, and I hope this January activation is good to you, and I hope it's good to me too. Hope to see you here again. Bye, Sagittarius.